here is the story. In Jiangxi, China, a place called Zhangshuzhen, close to Zhangshuzhen in the province of Jiangxi, which is in central northern China. There was a man named Yu Jingxi, Mr. Yu. He was a Buddhist layman who was a traveling physician. He was a doctor who used to, itinerant doctor. And his mother, Mr. Yu's mother, was a faithful Buddhist, very devout. And Mr. Yu took his mother's influence and took refuge in the Buddha Dharma. Furthermore, every day, Mr. Yu had a practice of reciting the Buddha's name. This was his daily homework, his Buddhist practices. When he was out doing on his medical rounds, whenever he encountered a disease, like some sort of a virus, for example, coronavirus type, whenever he met a person who had an illness or a complaint that was difficult to cure, beyond using medical treatments, beyond using medicine to cure the person's illness, he would often ask the sick person to recite the Buddha's name. He would encourage the patient to recite the Buddha's name. And this, so his medical cures were not only using medicines, but also using spiritual medicine. So let's see, 29, that was 1931. In 1931, on the 17th day of March, the third lunar month, in the afternoon, a wind blew up in the town of Zhangshu. Zhangshu, this might be, I didn't look at that. That might be Camphor, the town of Camphorwood. A wild wind blew up, a gusty windstorm blew up. And the wind was so strong that 200 residences were blown away. The wind simply took down 200 homes. The wood and the bamboo and all of the house materials that were blown into the air, let's see, 被风吹到空中. So the wood blown in the air, as well as the bricks and the roof tiles, flew into the air wildly in all directions. Furthermore, right at that time, hail started to fall out of the sky. Smallest of the hailstones were the size of pigeon eggs. The largest of the hailstones were the size of goose eggs. And so there were a number beyond counting of people and animals who alike were injured by the falling pieces of ice out of the sky. So this was a frightening natural disaster. So as this wild wind was blowing, all of the family of Mr. Yu, our itinerant doctor, including his 87-year-old mother, were out in the rapeseed, RAPE is a seed for producing oil. They were in the rapeseed field harvesting. It was agricultural. It was harvest time. And all of the tools they were using, all of the carts, all of the scythes and the knives they were cutting the rapeseed with, as well as all of the harvested plants, 瞬间就被狂风 were blown away on an instant by the wind. 全家人都被这突然起来的大风给吓跑。And everybody who was watching this, the strength come out of the sky, right, this natural disaster, were speechless with terror. Because why? Scary. Anybody who has been in that situation knows how terrifying it is. So just then, while everybody was frantic and petrified, 玉某的老母亲抬头开始大声念。The 87-year-old mother of the Yu family, the devout Buddhist practitioner, with a large voice, started to say, 救苦救难观世音菩萨, Guanyin Bodhisattva who saves us from suffering and troubles. 全家人全部跟着念, and everybody started to recite along with her. The whole family started to recite the name of Guanyin Bodhisattva. 说时迟，那时快. It's a good idiom. So before long, they kept at it, and 本来吹风愈加的狂风, the wind, the gusts of wind, the tornado force winds blowing around the house, 忽然转向吹到别处, blew elsewhere, just changed the direction and blew away. 原本要碰下来的那些冰雹 and the hailstones that were falling on all sides, 也有风吹的转变而掉到地去上, blew out to another field, blew away, stopped falling. 一家人因此跳过一家. So the disaster was over, was past. 大风过后，一家人收拾东西赶回家，发现家中房子依然无恙. And the family gathered up all of the remaining, had to walk out into the fields to find their hoes and their rakes and their scythes and their trucks, and put it all back together, went home and found their house standing solid and safe, no troubles. Whew. Yeah. So true stories from the 30s. Notice these stories that are filling in for Guanyin Bodhisattva's troubles here. Recorded stories are contemporary. They're not Song Dynasty. They're not, 500 years ago, 800 years ago. They're 1930s. They're within 20th century memory. So, man, oh man, we are in the accounts of the 7 troubles that Guanyin Bodhisattva saves us from.
念观世音菩萨，爱观世音菩萨，观世音菩萨来现身见你，你又不认识观世音菩萨，所以让众生就是很苦恼。千处祈求千处应，这观世音菩萨，你不是一个地方求他来救一个地方，你就有千处万处百千万处，有多少人求他，他就随心满愿去帮忙你这么多的众生令你离苦得乐。所以每一个人都应该常常的念南无观世音菩萨，念念无生疑。你这个念的时候千万不要生疑心，不要说这念有什么用呢？这念观世音菩萨，这岂不是没有什么意思？天天念那观世音菩萨，观世音菩萨你就生出疑心。最要紧的就不要生疑心，念念无生疑。你就一念之中也不应该生怀疑心，要生信心，念念无生疑。观世音净圣，这观世音菩萨 这个清净的圣者，于苦恼死，在你有这个最苦痛苦的时候，最烦恼的时候，或者讲要危险要死的时候，那个厄难，这个就是厄难，能为做依护，能给你做一个依护，就是做你的保护者。依是依靠，护就是保护着你，他能保护着你，你可以把你身心性命就交给观世音菩萨，观世音菩萨一定会帮你忙，一定会保护着你。